Bond's entire existence as a spy is about trust. Who can you trust and who can you not trust? And that's the significance of the Jack Wade scene.
Jack Wade has this moment with Bond where, going along with the theme of the movie, you know, Bond is about the old ways, about how to do everything because he's a part of MI6.
In London, April's a spring month.
Oh, yeah? What are you, the weatherman? If for crying out loud, another stiff-ass Brit. Your secret codes and your passwords. One of these days, you guys are gonna learn just to drop it.
And Jack Wade's like, F you.
It's like, I don't care about your stupid British stuff. Come on, let's go. Like, I don't have time for this shit. And obviously Bond's like, no, like, the purpose behind this is so I don't know that you are a...
Bond wants to know that he can trust him.
Exactly.
Because he was supposed to respond in kind.
Can I borrow a match?
I use a lighter.
It's better still.
Until they go wrong.
Exactly.
Can I borrow a match?
I use a lighter.
Better still.
Until they go wrong.
Give 007 the password we've agreed with Japanese SIS.
Yes, sir. We tried to think of something that you wouldn't forget.
Yes.
I love you.
I love you.
I have a Kanye bond.
And instead, he got a sarcastic remark, which literally goes against everything James Bond stands for. That's why he freaks the f*** out.
Like you said, drop it.
All right. In London, April's a spring month, whereas in St. Petersburg, we're freezing our butts off. Is that close enough for government work?
No. Show me the rose.
And then he's like, yo, show me the tattoo. And he's like, really,
Yeah.
do we have to do it here? And it's a tattoo of a flower on his ass with his ex-wife's name.
Muffy?
Third wife. Jack Wade, CIA.
James Bond. Stiff-ass Brit.
That's a nice move.
Nice car.
Well, this baby hasn't let me down yet. She's an ugly little bitch, but she gets you there. Hey, Bond, you do any gardening?
Do you do any gardening?
Yeah, I wondered about that.
I didn't get
why?
that.
Okay, so Charlie, you tell your reasoning, and then I'll tell you mine.
So the reason he asks that at first doesn't make any sense. But as the movie goes on, Jack Wade, this new Felix Leiter character, continues to do something in every scene.
Banyan trees. It's tobacco plants.
The guy is just into gardening. That's all it is. All it was to set up this weird character tick that he has, which is to point out plants, foliage around him at any given moment. That's all it is.
And it just got left in the movie, but there is more to the scene apparently. Like that scene was actually extended. There was much more to that scene, but I think it also played into the idea that Americans are so talkative and just all about all sorts of stuff, and you know, they'll be on the job, but they'll be talking about, in this case he's talking about gardening, and then with Bond's case it's like straight to the point, all about business.
And one day, boom, she had been throwing this extra fertilizer out the window. And then suddenly, there they were. I'm talking about blooms the size of hand grenades. There it is, Kirov's funeral parlor. Like I said, the exchange takes place at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Right. I love the build of the character from meeting him in Russia in that shitty little vehicle to winding up in the end ordering the entirety of the Marines. They like force that pilot to drop him off in the middle of nowhere, and then suddenly they're surrounded by Marines.
Suppose someone is worth seeing.
There's no one within 25 miles, believe me.
Yo, Marines!
Like, that's exactly where the Marines were, like, right around them, just for that comedic moment.
And not only is that done for comedic effect, but also the fact that the helicopters come in out of nowhere. Yeah. It's all done. It's all done to make you laugh.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. They know.
And it is funny. It's, because the fact that you have no reaction from the Marines. Jack Wade's not even hiding there. He's just walking around. It's all done just for emotional effect. Like I said about Felix Leiter parachuting.
Yeah, you're writing the movie for not like the logic pieces, which I think a lot of people get hung up on like, sometimes we get hung up on this channel about certain logic things, but I think some of the ones that we talk about are a little more warranted. But
laser.
Well, not that, but like when we were talking about
goddamn
Thunderball,
laser.
No, but when we were talking specifically about Thunderball, about how the fact that Bond gets out of the water and then he just so happens to run into Viola in the car, it's just such a very much a convenience.
Yeah, things like that are different.
We brought back Joan Dawn Baker, and some people might say, why would you bring back a character from a guy who played somebody else in a previous movie? And as we've seen, that's happened many times before in the franchise. This isn't the first time it's happened. I think for people who only watch maybe the more modern Bond films, they think that's a little weird. But again, if you've watched You Only Live Twice, we have the actor who plays Blofeld in Diamonds Are Forever has showed up 3 films prior. And, it's kind of, I just think it's kind of interesting that even though we have different characters and different people, like it's always a possibility that somebody who played somebody else in a previous movie could come back, but playing a completely different character.
Like I said before, as a kid, it was confusing as hell. As a kid, I'm like, what? This is so weird. And especially watching them on Shuffle, it was always confusing as a kid. But now it's, that was an actor that they liked and they brought him back, 10 years later or whatever. And he made a fun bad guy, but he makes a great ally, just because he's so bright.
I am not here. The CIA has no knowledge, no involvement, absolutely nothing to do with your insertion into Cuba.
Yeah. I think it would have been more interesting had they it doesn't work if he's Felix, because if he's Felix, you already know who Felix is. And I do feel like the movie was trying to say, okay, the last movie, Felix is out of commission now. His leg was basically torn off by a shark. Yeah. So we're not going to bring Felix back anymore.
But that motherfucker can't be in the field in the middle of Russia now.
Yeah. So this works in that we have a completely new CIA guy, and it's Jack Wade, and he's not who Bond is used to.